Fertility friends, Lynn from Infertility Sucks. How you doing? Coming to you live from Mama Lynn's house. As I said in my last video, I wanted to kind of do a series of videos that deal with alternative foods that maybe some of you aren't familiar with, that, you know, used over time, like my last video was alternatives to soda. Some healthy things, healthy substitutions for soda that you could use. I forgot to add kombucha. Are you all? I was remembering that in my sleep or something. It's like kombucha. It's fermented tea. Anyway, look into that. It's a great alternative to soda. I'm sorry, that's not what I'm going to talk about today. But today I'm talking about it's a Yahoo article I wrote, and back then when I wrote it, it was called Alternatives to Mayonnaise. Okay, so, improving your fertility is all a holistic approach is going to be using alternatives to, whether it's snacks, mayonnaise. Here, I guess I'm going to call this video Improving Fertility with alternative spreads that you can use, and you'd be surprised if what's out there, what you can do just with your food processor and like the beans. So I start out here in my article that I wrote back then, saying I've been blessed with every type of food sensitivity known to man, and it feels that way, but it gets worse as I age too. No, not really, but I needed to find some alternatives, and of course when I was having all my miscarriages, I wanted to eat as healthy as possible so I could, regain my fertility and go on to have my two boys at 43 and 45. So that was the whole goal. But some alternatives to mayonnaise that I liked and to use as spreads for whether it's sandwiches, or you can just use them as dips for spreads and dips, for veggies, or healthy chip alternatives. I'm gonna do a video on that too, because all of these things that you implement over time is going to make your eggs and your sperm healthier. So I start with the alternative of hummus. Hummus, for those of you that don't know, is garbanzo beans. Actually, it can be white beans. I've had it as a white bean base, or I've got split peas. You could do that. Lentil. You can make lentil hummus. But where I work, we use hummus as an alternative spread for mayonnaise, or just people want it anyway, because it's very tasty. But if you like garbanzo beans, you can add olive oil to it. You soak your garbanzo. If you want to do it from scratch, you soak that overnight. Throw it in your Vitamix or your food processor with some olive oil, some tahini, which is another, I'm going to speak about that right after, and puree it in your blender, and it's great on a gluten-free sandwich if you're a food allergy person and you need to watch what you eat so that your fertility is optimum as well. So you can put it on gluten-free. You can do anything with this, but so you just and then that's making it by hand, or by raw, right from scratch, and that's I like to do things that way. It's cheaper, it's more economical, and it tastes better to me. It's not processed, And if you have like a bullet, or I have a nice bullet that I use from everything. Me and Daniel, my treasured adopted son who lives here with me, and actually puts the Toby dog, that's his dog, cute dog. So he and I use that for all of, we make our own hummus. You can get cans too if you want to get canned garbanzos and start from there. That's going to be healthier than any mayonnaise could be, or anything. And then I move on to tahini. And for those of you who are not familiar with tahini, it's a sesame puree. It's puree sesame seeds. It's mixed in with your hummus. It's very tasty. Again, you can do it from scratch, or you can get it at the health food store, or many. I made a healthy juice today. Juice, yeah, for fertility. But it is sesame puree mixed with garlic and lemon. Adds a great sandwich spread. It's kind of strong on its own. I feel like it's very concentrated sesame flavor. So that's why it's used a lot in the garbanzo or any bean dips or spreads that you want to use. Got beets. Anyway, that's a good one. You can stuff it in pitas. You can, mix it in falafels. Spread it on your bread slices. It's a great addition to any spread you're making, or on its own if you want to. But to me, it's really strong. Also, any kind of nut. Here I talk about almondaise. This is a homemade spread made with almonds, garlic water, salt, and olive oil or canola. 1 cup of blanched almonds with 1 cup water in a blender. Add salt and garlic to taste with 2 cups of canola or olive oil. Zing it around in your blender until creamy, and there you go. That also, nut spreads and dips are great with the breads and the veggies and dip. Then I move on to veganese, which is pretty, a lot of the general grocers are carrying veganese. Not all of them. You can always find that though. And you can make your own of that too. It's here I wrote, this is a canola-based mayo substitute. It's great for tartar sauce, on sandwiches, in potato salads, or any other way you use regular mayonnaise. It is popularly sold at health food stores and is a given in sandwiches we make at where I work, the Natural Local Health Co-op. It's used mostly by people with egg sensitivity. But again, one thing I want to point out is that if you have food allergies like I did and continue to have, as you age, if you're trying to become pregnant and get yourself more fertile, and you're of more of an advanced maternal age, you really want to take your food allergies seriously and implement as many substitutes as you can, so that your body will accept it, gain the nourishment from it, improve your eggs, your sperm if you're a man, and go on to achieve your healthy pregnancy. There's just so many choices for spreads and dips. And like I said, all of these things cohesively implemented, getting rid of the soda, getting rid of the mayonnaise, getting rid of, potato chips. That's going to be my next article, is going to be potato chips. I'm also in the future going to be speaking about the raw apple pie recipe I know, and a bunch of other recipes I'm going to share with you in this series of alternatives to the standard processed American food diet, which is so healthy, right? So cheers, make a juice on an empty stomach, drink it. Hey, the baby's around the corner. Okay, God bless, take care. See you next time.